Welcome back, students. This is your Dean, CountXevious. Today, we are going to take a look at our resident regional champions, the Belgian regional champion, MijnChouke's regionals run. So he's running a pretty spicy team with Victini in it. Victini is an amazing core breaker for the current Deoxys, Abomasnow, and Nidoqueen core. And it's a very, very good Pokemon because not a lot of Pokemon in the meta want to tank a V-Create from a Victini. Let's see how he plays this out and see how he won the regionals.
All right, so to start off with, this is a recognizable name in his first opponent. I think we've seen him a time or two on the channel.
Okay, it's a game against one of the professors, Spleen Legion. Spleen Legion sporting a pretty, I'm going to call it a meta team, going up against MijnChouke. Let's see how these guys played out. And game number 1, let's go.
All right, looks like Spleen's leading a Mew, a shiny Mew, flexing that up, and CG's going with the regular Castform. Those weather balls are coming in fast. It looks like Spleen tried to catch a rock throw, but and put in the defense Deoxys.
Man, this is the worst possible situation you could be as a defense Deoxys, getting switch locked against Jellicent. I know rock slides do quite a bit of damage, but this Jellicent is obviously going to overfarm, farming all the way till almost 1 and 8 of a Shadow Ball and taking the Deoxys out here.
Wow, okay. I thought that he was going to go down, but he still manages that. At least he's getting some chip damage here with this rock slide. But yes, obviously this is going to be a losing matchup for the defense Deoxys, and let's see what he brings back in. Waiting out the switch timer a little bit, getting some extra energy on the Abomasnow, but yeah, this Jellicent is fully loaded. We'll see if he blocks this one up. He does.
Okay, that is a very smart block because at this point, Spleen can definitely try to get as much energy as he could. Very well countered there by Spleen. Knowing that this is when the Jellicent will get to the Ice Beam. Oh wow, that's a very heads up play by, yeah, it's a very heads up play by MijnChouke, going for the Shadow Ball, knowing that he doesn't want to reveal his secondary moveset, I guess, but that's a very smart play.
All right, so this goes down, but in comes the Nidoqueen, and well, let's see. This is always the thing with Mews. We don't know what they're running yet, and it's a Psyshock.
Oh my god!
Whoa! Oh my goodness! I did not, out of any of the Mew movesets, I did not expect this Psyshock to be coming out there, and looks like neither did MijnChouke. Pretty much taking that Nidoqueen almost down, but lucky for him, he has almost a full health. Castform and those hexes are going to be doing a lot of damage to this Mew.
Exactly, and unfortunately for Spleen, he does not have another Pokemon to swap out to reset his debuff, and I guess he just knew that this was over and he let it go.
A pretty big reveal in the first game with the Psyshock, so I'm sure that the MijnChouke is going to be a little bit more wary of blocking in this matchup. Although I guess to be fair, a lot of the Mews are running Surfs as well, and that would also do heavy damage to the Nidoqueens. Let's
see how they adapt game number 2. Game 2, Nidoqueen into the Rainy Castform. This is a bad lead for MijnChouke, immediately swapping into the Castform. This is a pretty neutral matchup. As long as the Rainy Castform can land the Thunderbolt, this is in favor of the Rainy Castform. Oh wow, they go for the mirror.
Instead, Spleen says, "Oh, you've got one of these? I do too." So now we're in a Castform mirror match. These weather balls are not going to be doing too much to each other, but at the range that MijnChouke is at, it's definitely going to be doing more damage here, and the hexes are doing nothing to each other. So it's really all about the charge move damage here.
Exactly, and I think at this point, MijnChouke is definitely going to go for the back-to-back weather ball here. And Spleen is trying to possibly farm up as much energy as he can so that he can hurt the Nidoqueen that's at the back.
Yep. Oh, but they're maybe getting a little too greedy here. So MijnChouke is able to reach the 3rd weather ball, which could be enough to take out this Castform. Yep, unfortunately, Spleen. Oh man, that was a little bit rough. Having to shield and then throwing out all that energy.
Yeah.
Oh, undercharging a little bit, smart.
Yes, definitely. That was a very nice undercharge. It's typical of Spleen being greedy.
We never give him any grief about that. Nah, that energy ball doing some pretty hefty damage to the Shadow, since the Shadows, and then the Rainy Castform coming back in. But CJ playing this very, very calmly, charging up a little bit of extra energy, and then swapping out to the Jellicent. Obviously, the Thunder is going to do a lot of damage here, but Spleen baits with the Weather Ball, and now it's anyone's game, I suppose.
Exactly, and I think the Rainy Castform is at a range where Shadow Ball is gonna put it all the way in. Oh my god!
Okay.
No! Why? I think that was I think he should have shielded there and tried to get it out of the way. But now being switch locked again as a Mew against Jellicent is definitely going to be costly.
Yes, because CG had so much energy. He's able to get to this Weather Ball before Spleen can get to his charge moves, and it's going to knock him out. And, going down. But yeah, you're right. And maybe it would have been a little bit better to block that up and try to at least get another shield with another Thunder from the Rainy Castform.
Yep, definitely. But yeah, you know, it's in the spur of the moment you take decisions, and it not always works out in your favor,
yeah.
right?
And also, I can understand from his point, he doesn't want to have a completely naked Mew against Jellicent either, because one Shadow Ball would be enough to take it out as well. So he was kind of in a rough position at the end there. But well played by him anyway, and I believe he went 4-1 in regionals as well, so he was 3rd overall in the tournament, so very well played. He got his one loss out of the way at the very beginning. And now we move on to the second round opponent, who is Greenslash29, running another kind of spicy team here. We have an Altaria, which is the first one that I think I've seen in any of the tournaments so far.
Yeah, but I think Altaria is an amazing pick, to be honest. It's like neutral throughout the entire meta, except against Abomasnow. Like if you look at it, if you look at MijnChouke's lineup, other than Abomasnow, there is nothing that threatens the Altaria.
That's right. And so, he has to bring it in, which is going to cause potential RPS there, because Greenslash has quite a few good answers to the Abomasnow as well.
Exactly. Let's see how they play it out. Game number 2.
Here we go. So MijnChouke is leading the Nidoqueen, and Greenslash is leading that thick old bunny. So it is an immediate swap out, because that is a bad matchup. He looks like he's using the regular Castform as kind of a safe swap. He's done it in 2 matches so far out of the 3 that has been played. Let's see what he decides to do. He's just going to go ahead and let that Earthquake go through.
Oh man, this is gonna be this. Yeah, this is definitely good.
We're gonna swap out. So throwing these. But he's going to get countered down almost immediately, so I assume he's going to try it. Nope. I figured he'd go for the energy ball there.
Yeah, but I still think that this Deoxys can definitely counter down this Castform. And coming in with a Nidoqueen, going for maybe a 1-shielded farm down here. Oh, no shields.
No shields. Okay, well, I guess he realized they had such a bad matchup, with the Diggersby, that he's going to put it all on Jellicent, but this will be enough to take it out. Wow, just sacrificing that Nidoqueen completely, and going to come in and farm all the way down with the Jellicent. He's not going to shield this because it's a double debuff Deoxys, triple debuff now, so yep. Greenslash doing the smart thing and swapping out so the Jellicent can't farm down the DD and get a ton of extra energy. But now this is also not the greatest matchup for the Diggersby, because the Earthquake will do a decent amount of damage, but those Fire Punches are going to be resisted.
Exactly. Very brave call not to shield the first one. That is going to probably change the game here.
Look at these guys. They both have 2 shields left.
Exactly. I would have shielded this every single time. But still, it's a huge uphill climb for MijnChouke, because this Diggersby is taking literally no damage from these hexes, right?
Yep.
Even though he's throwing
only the ice ones. Exactly. And it's getting pretty dangerous, because even though he's got 2 shields left, he's got not even a half health Jellicent, and if it's an alt, That's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
Even if it's an Altaria in the back, it's going to be able to Dragon Breath down because Green Slash has 2 shields as well. He says, you're going to throw Ice Beams at me? I think I can be able to take it from here.
Exactly. And I think this is one of the strongest points of Altaria in this meta is that if you're going to use it as a closer, not a lot of Pokemon can deal with the Dragon Breaths that you're going to throw at them. So I think I think it's a very good usage of Altaria in this meta.
Yeah, I think so too. And let's point out that MijnChouke went down with 2 shields. That feels bad.
Yeah, definitely.
So I wonder how he will adapt for this game. We know that he swept. See how he decides to play out game 2. Green Slash leading the Altaria this time, and the Nidoqueen. That's not a horrible matchup, to be honest. If anything's
Exactly.
the Dragon Breaths, it's going to be this, and the Poison thing is going to lower the Altaria's defenses, making it a little more susceptible to whatever's in the back line.
Exactly. This is kind of a neutral matchup, but if the Altaria decides not to shield the first poison jab, I think this is in favor of Altaria because as long as it shields the second one, it should be okay. But I think MijnChouke can opt to double shield the Nidoqueen and then farm it down. Because I think looking at Green Slash's team, not a lot of Pokemon want to take... oh, wow.
Oh, man. Trying to get aggressive to counter down the Nidoqueen, but Deoxys meeting pretty much its hardest counter here. Going immediately with the Psycho Boost. It does a decent amount of damage. Gonna get another one off here. But I'm assuming MijnChouke is just gonna go ahead and keep storing up some energy now at this point.
Exactly. I mean, at this point, whatever the Deoxys throws at the Jelly, it's not going to hurt it at all.
It looks like he realized about halfway through and decided, I'm going to definitely undercharge this.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's double debuff Deoxys defense.
Yep.
I mean, Deoxys defense
Triple debuff.
Triple debuffed. And at this point, I think he can elect to farm quite a bit more. Ooh, that's a nice beam.
Wow, he caught the Shadow Ball. Okay.
But is that worth it, though?
Let's see what comes in. What's going to face this Jellicent?
It's going to be the... Oh, my God, it's
okay,
an
we see
Ariados.
Ariados.
Oh, this Shadow Ball is gonna do a lot of damage to the Ariados, probably taking it down by 60%.
Wow, yep.
And the Machamp at the back. This is really insane because this is a cross chop from the cross poison from the Ariados, and of course it does quite a bit of damage, but Machamp can definitely deal a lot of damage, specifically because it's a Shadow Machamp. This is gonna take out the...
Is too OP there. But fortunately for Green Slash able to get off another one. And MijnChouke is out of shield. No, he still has a shield. He just chose to let the Machamp go down. Okay.
He's being very smart here. He's going to bring in the Nidoqueen, and this poison jab is going to put the defense Deoxys like deep into the red. He has a shield left, so at worst case scenario, he can definitely elect to shield ones and then farm down.
Well, and the thing is too, he's got to Psycho Boost him to take him out. So, yep, he's gonna lower the defenses anyway. Oh, this is still down to the wire. My goodness. Okay.
Oh,
1,
man.
2. There goes down the scooter. MijnChouke climbing back with just 1 HP to spare. It looks like these are very close competitive matches. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less in the regional tournament where the best of the best are already playing. But I mean, I'm really enjoying this so far. I wonder how they're going to play out this third matchup. Okay, this is not the best matchup for MijnChouke.
Yeah, but in a way, it's a neutral lead, right? As long as you land the Rock Slide, you're going to be okay as the Shadow Machamp. So he has to bait here with the Cross Chop and then try to land the Rock Slide onto the Venusaur. As you can see, he's trying to overfarm, but unfortunately, there was a sneak in there, which is...
Yeah, I mean, I wonder... Oh,
yeah, exactly. It's because I looked at the animation for the fast attack. It looked like it was a counter that was registered on the Shadow Machamp. I was like, that's not a wine whip.
Man, okay, Niantic, fix your game. Although this is good. I mean, to be fair, this is, again, kind of the MijnChouke strategy of get that defense Deoxys out there. That's fine. This is where I want to see it. I'm going to trap it and give it some energy. He saw that the Venusaur was there, and he wants the Venusaur to have nothing to do with this Jellicent.
Exactly, and I think Green Slash going Psycho Boost so early is really going to hurt
It's
him
very
because
aggressive. And but speaking of aggressive, MijnChouke is just gonna
oh my
completely farm
god.
this down. And I think he's just gonna go ahead and get both shields here.
Well, I think the Venusaur has a Frenzy Plant loaded, right? Oh wow, I don't think Green Slash threw the Frenzy Plant here.
No, it's okay. Okay, let's see. I think he's gonna have the same strategy, saying, "Okay, you farm me down. Watch this."
Oh man, will the Venusaur actually commit 2 shields? Because
Oh boy.
the
Okay.
Shadow
Okay.
Machamp is gonna win CMP, but coming with the Nidoqueen, very smart move here. This Frenzy Plant is gonna do like 60% of Nidoqueen's HP, and then the Nidoqueen can farm down. Oh wow, Primeape against the Machamp, and this cross chop is gonna delete the Primeape.
Yeah. I mean, it's just neutral, but oh yeah, but it's not a very strong Pokemon. So this again coming down to the. I'm pretty sure there's a Frenzy Plant already loaded. It's got to be right.
Yeah, but he has a shield, and this game is in the bag.
Yeah.
I think I would really question Green Slash always same swapping the defense Deoxys there. I think if he had been a little bit more careful, he could have pulled out this win.
Yeah, it's one of those fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. That's how MijnChouke was able to sneak by in the last round. Both players here, though, being very smart and really aggressive with their farm downs. In the third round, we have player who I'm not super familiar with, but I am loving the name. Yes, I'm 36, so what? Because that is older than I am, which means there is an older Pokemon player than me in Belgium who is also into PvP, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I mean, at the outset, from looking at him, I know that Noctowl is going to do so well. A normal Noctowl beats the Abomasnow, a normal Abomasnow in the one-shield scenario. It's also going to do well against Shadow Machamp, Nidoqueen. The Zero Shields beats the normal Castform, also beats the Jellicent, and can do definitely well against the Victini. So Noctowl is a mon that MijnChouke has to play around.
Yes, definitely. And I'm also seeing another big pick with Cresselia, which, again, one that I haven't seen in many tournaments yet, but I know that even though it is a 10-point pick and very strong, you don't see it very much, but it's kind of turned into a bit of a core breaker as well. I remember when I was team building earlier, I was like, man, I really hope no one brings a Cresselia because it would destroy my entire lineup.
Yeah, exactly.
Luckily, CG doesn't have that big of a problem with it.
I think Cresselia is still neutral, so I would expect a Cresselia Noctowl core. Let's see.
I mean, it's a pretty smart core overall.
Game number 1, Victini into Noctowl. This is, let's say, a very good lead for Victini.
Finally seeing the Victini come into play.
Oh man, this Jelly, if I sincerely hope this Jelly is running an Ice Beam. If it's running a Bubble Beam, Shadow Ball, it's going to be in a lot of trouble here.
And revealing it almost immediately, going with it, because he knows that the Energy Ball's coming through. He wants to try to debuff it as much as possible, but it's still going to do a lot of damage if he chooses not to shield, which he doesn't. Okay. But
that is
unfortunately, the Shadow Ball will do absolutely nothing to Castform. Looks like yes, I'm 36, so what knows it, and it's just going to be a long Bubble Beam down.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a long Bubble Beam down, but at this point, as MijnChouke, you just farm down this Jellicent.
Yeah, I would imagine that's kind of what you have to do, right?
Exactly.
You're going to get Bubble Beamed again and again, but maybe then it's a swap out at some point, and you have a ton of energy saved up.
Exactly. At this point, it doesn't matter for MijnChouke because his Victini is back with like a Psychic loaded and like 1.5 weak rate.
Let's see how this goes down. He's charging up almost to 100 energy again. He's got back-to-back weak rates for sure. So we'll have to see. Cresselia choosing to block, which is kind of funny because Cresselia is quite a tank, but it looks like it just doesn't want to take any of it to begin with. Let's see. Again, I'm basically at 2 V creates, so we'll see if they choose to block it up one more time. They don't, doing about half health. And there goes the 3rd V create. What will Yes I'm 36 do? Just gonna let it go. Cresselia is essentially a shield in itself. Sometimes, getting a ton of energy, sniping the. But I like this play. He knows he has a ton of energy built up on the Castform, so he's just gonna go Weather Ball after Weather Ball after Weather Ball. He could go in with the Abomasnow, but he's gonna go ahead and just choose to whittle down the Noctowl as much as possible.
Yeah, to be honest, at this point, this game is over because the Castform just has to shield once. The Noctowl has energy for just one Sky Attack, and this Weather Ball is Rock is gonna probably take out the Noctowl.
Yep.
And
the
then
Cresselia has a move, I believe, but at the same point, CG has a shield, and I think he's doing the smart thing where, yeah, you shield it up so you don't even reveal your third Pokemon, because as we know in tournaments, you don't want to give away any extra information that you don't need to give. Maybe wondering what the third Pokemon in the back was, and also it's a bit demoralizing as the opponent to not even get to see the third. So CG's, I'm sure, in his head a little bit.
exactly, that's a very smart play. That's a very smart play by CG. Let's see how yes, I'm 36. So what? Adapts.
So what?
Oh,
Here we
same
go.
lineup.
Okay.
I think as a Noctowl player and as somebody who plays Noctowl a lot, you just stay in this matchup. It really doesn't matter. Victini is not the tankiest of Pokemon, and you could definitely, if it was me, I would try to double shield here and then farm down the Victini.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, look at it right now. Tanking the first, and then now he's still almost completely dead. Although he does have 2 V creates, so we'll see what the... Oh, not shielding. Okay.
Oh, that is so nice because the defense fell and the Noctowl will get one more Sky Attack onto the Victini, but very smart play by MijnChouke trying...
And sniping there with bringing in the Abomasnow to get out the very last HP from the Noctowl. So he still has a V create left on the Victini, and now it's a neutral S matchup. None of the I mean, Cresselia is a tank, but none of its charge moves really do that much work to Abomasnow. Although being a shadow, obviously will do a bit more damage than regular. Future Sight, never mind. Take it back. Thought it'd be a Moonblast. Everyone's all surprising me with their movesets.
Exactly. That's a very smart shield there. He can now farm down the Abomasnow and whatever is at the back. But the Victini does have a V-Create loaded, and at this range, the V-Create is going to do so much damage. It's probably going to put Cresselia like with 10% HP left, and he will be forced to shield this.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And he's throwing, and CG says, that's fine. Victini, you've done your job. You've basically taken out a whole Noctowl, gotten all the shields, and now the Castform comes into play.
Oh
no. Against the Jellicent. The whole backline isn't that great against the Castform to begin with. But yeah, the only way SM36 kind of has any play is to keep dropping the attack on the Castform in the hope that the Cresselia can do something against it in the back. CG's getting off this energy ball as quick as possible before the next debuff comes in, but obviously not going to block anything that the Jellicent is going to be throwing at it. So let's see, it's farming up past energy. Ooh, letting another weather ball or another bubble beam hit. That's kind of rough, but at the same point, he wants a lot of energy to go against that Cresselia. I don't think this is going to be enough. Isn't it like triple debuffed by now?
No, this should take it out, right?
Okay, okay. I just know it's such a pansy move.
Yeah, but I think it was very well played by MijnChouke. It's just unfortunate for him that Cresselia is a lot more tankier than Jellicent, and at this point he can definitely shield once. And if I were him, I would go for the energy ball to take the Cresselia out. But he's going...
I mean, he just saw how little damage that last weather ball did. So I would have thought that he would have gone for the energy ball, but learning his lesson this time. Okay, just showing how much energy was on that Castform, be able to get to 2 weather balls and an energy ball to take out the Cresselia.
Exactly.
The CG undefeated so far, moving on into round number 4. Dang.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is why you run Ice Punch on Jellicent.
Next up, we have Ty Rebels or T-Rebels. Do you know what
I'm gonna call him Terravals.
Terravals, okay.
He bet me. He beat me in round 1 and ruined all my hopes of going through the regionals.
Oh, Well, we did get 2 people to go to regionals, so you could have maybe been the second, right?
Yeah, yeah, true. No, I'm not.
But this is also got your boy Noctowl on the team again.
I should have run Noctowl. I just got steamrolled by Shadow Swampert every time I saw it. My team couldn't handle it.
Oh, I'm liking his team comp actually. I mean, it's pretty.
No, it's a really good team comp.
Yeah.
Like for example, MijnChouke does beat let's say Deoxys defense in the one shield. Like I found out in round 1, if the MijnChouke shields 1 Psycho Boost. So I think it's a very, very good team, and he played really well against me. Let's see how he plays out. And from what I experienced, I know Tirowals loves to lead his MijnChouke, so I'm expecting a MijnChouke lead here.
Let's see if you are correct. Indeed. Okay. From experience, but this is not what the MijnChouke wants to see. An immediate swap out to Drifblim, and MijnChouke says, "Oh, hi."
This is an RPS scenario right here.
And then not even like wasting any time, immediately taking out that Drifblim. They weren't even able to get up to an Icy Wind, and this Shadow is loaded. Even though this is obviously a bad matchup for the Abomasnow, these Weather Balls, since their Shadow, are going to do more damage, and since he had a decent energy advantage, he'll probably be able to get to 2. So you got to shield up one of them if you want this MijnChouke to survive.
Exactly, and yeah, I mean, Weather Ball is neutral, right? Ice is not resisted by fighting types. So at this point, it doesn't matter if the MijnChouke is going to throw a Psychic. The Jellicent can definitely tank it, and it can farm down this MijnChouke all the way.
Yep. Incoming the Castform, shiny Castform at that. CG is going to go ahead and throw just poison jabs, lowering the defense here, knowing that the Weather Balls that the Castform is going to throw aren't going to do much at all. Has to go for an Energy Ball, and even then, won't be enough to knock it out. But yeah, this is the smarter play. He wants to be able to go ahead and get a poison jab off, or poison fang off on the MijnChouke too, I suppose.
Exactly, and looking at Tirowal's team, once you take the Drifblim out of the picture, there is nothing in his team that beats a Nidoqueen 2-2 shields, right?
Right.
And it was a very smart play. It doesn't really matter, like as long as you have the shield advantage, Nidoqueen is going to sweep whatever's in the back.
Yep. So able to get to this poison fangs. I don't even think will take out the MijnChouke, but it's going to knock it down so low that exactly. Immediately swapping out. Probably still could have even taken it out with the Nidoqueen. Decided to go in and snipe with the Jellicent just to finish it off quickly. So well played by CG. Game number 2. MijnChouke again. If only MijnChouke would have known. Doubt that he would have led that the Castform, but
this is
popping into a Nidoqueen.
Well, no, this is really nice because now MijnChouke knows that there is no Drifblim in the picture, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Safe swapping bringing in the Castform makes absolutely no sense here, because at this point an Energy Ball does not care the Nidoqueen, and he can definitely threaten to take out this normal Castform here.
Yeah, that is wow, good. Yeah, I've noticed that twice Tirowals has done this, where he's brought in a second one and then just kind of let it go. I'm thinking that's an interesting strategy that maybe plays out sometimes, but not against MijnChouke here.
Exactly,
because of the sacrificial lamb Pokemon. Oh, he does have a good one. Maybe he was just trying to play it smart, showing that he wanted to save it for later. But unfortunately for him, Castform does extremely well against the Drifblim. Lucky Tirowal was able to get off an Icy Wind first, so the Weather Balls are doing slightly less damage, but still 2 Weather Balls will be enough to take out the Drifblim.
Exactly, and Castform normal is a fairly tanky Pokemon, and at this point I think MijnChouke's idea is to try to farm as much energy as possible, throwing the Weather Ball just before the Drifblim gets the next Icy Wind, and taking it out, because this will give him enough energy to get to the energy ball, but he still throws the
Yeah, it looked like at the beginning that he was debating between the two. He's like, do I go green? So, but unfortunately it landed on the, but he was still able to get a shield with the bait, and this Shadow Ball will be doing heavy damage. Bye-bye, MijnChouke. Looked like a little bit of visual lag there. And Saji takes round 4.
Exactly, that was really surprising. I don't understand why Thirlwalls didn't swap in his Drifloon to make sure he secures the swap. But yeah, I mean,
do you know what? Like in my regionals, I played someone and I had it all lined up perfect, and I accidentally just clicked the wrong one. So there's potential, you know, that we're all humans and we make mistakes, and in the heat of the game and the intensity, that maybe a Thirlwalls just clicked on the wrong Pokemon and then had to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is the final round, right? I think Basics at this point is 3-1. Shuka at this point is 4-0.
Yes.
Waiting.
So I think yeah, if Basics ends up winning this one, then it would have gone into some tiebreaker rounds, causing a lot of 4-1s. And obviously, if MijnChouke wins, then he's going to sweep the entire tournament. Basics right now is the #1 player in Belgium. A really solid guy. Both of these guys are on the Belgian national team alongside us, and so we've seen their gameplay. We know what they're capable of, and we see another kind of not off meta, but not heavily picked 10-point pick that Basics brought in with Frostlass, my girl Frostlass.
I think Frostlass was heavily overlooked in this meta. If you look at the cores of the meta that's really, really strong, it's I think it's the Abomasnow core, and Frostlass takes care of it.
I mean, I think if I did it all over again, I would have brought Frostlass. It's one of the Pokemon I'm most comfortable with. I love the energy game that you can have with it, and yeah, I think that's one of those things. You just kind of got to play what you know and what you like.
Exactly. I think that's a lesson that everybody should take on to their next regionals. I think regionals is usually an open format where you can pick whatever Pokemon you want, and you definitely have to pick the Pokemon that you're most comfortable with. I took a few risks on my regionals, and I'm not really happy about it. If I had to do it all over again, I would be picking Noctowl first and pairing it with Rainy Castform and Munchlax like how I like it. But yeah, well.
Well, if we could only do it, maybe we'll have a big My PvP Academia regionals later for us non-winners. All right, let's get into the final matchups here. So, Basics against MijnChouke, leading this Frostlass. Ooh, against a Castform, this isn't the best matchup for the Frostlass because these Weather Balls going to come in fast, come in hot. And obviously the Shadow Balls will do nothing, so it's going to have to do avalanches for normal. Okay, so he tanks the first Weather Ball, but these Hexes are also just chunking away at this Frostlass. So I wonder what the play will be here. Do you think he's just going to sack it? Oh, he catches.
Ooh,
okay.
That's a very nice catch there. But if you look at Basics' team, he has no answer for Shadow Machamp. And the Shadow Machamp,
oh yeah,
it's gonna have a field day here. Yes, the Frostlass is a little bit of energy, but it is at a range where the Shadow Machamp can shield once and then counter it all the way down. And
yeah, I think his plan was probably originally maybe to lure out the Machamp with the Castform, but the Frostlass is so low on health. Even the Noctowl, which does a nice damage against the Machamp, the Shadow Machamp is able to fight back. Gonna bait with his cross chop, but even if he doesn't shield, it's still gonna do some nice damage because it's a fighting move on the Noctowl.
Exactly, and Noctowl is part normal, so this is gonna hit neutral damage, and any neutral damage from Shadow Machamp is a lot of damage.
Yeah. So I think he's in a pretty good position here. This is gonna just be a Sky Attack, which the Nidoqueen can totally tank, but choosing to shield it up because his Castform is very low. Frostlass coming in, gonna go ahead and take it out here.
Yeah, I think it definitely makes sense here, right? Because this Frostlass is gonna get debuffed, and he can stack his Castform right about here because the Frostlass has to throw to survive, and it's debuffed, so the Nidoqueen is just now gonna clean up whatever's at the back.
Wow, and I mean, he could have been rude and not even bothered to shield that and probably still survived, but able to go ahead and poison jab down that Noctowl with a pretty decisive win in round 1 going to MijnChouke. A6 is a high competitor, so he's able to pull it out to game 2. Game 2 leading Victini into Kingdra, an immediate swap out to the Nidoqueen.
Yeah, I think it's a very smart swap out, and oh wow, going for the Earth Power here. Will the Kingdra shield this? Because if
he doesn't shield it, it's over. Okay.
Okay, very smart there. And at this point, I think Shuka can shield once. It's gonna be enough to Zuka, and he has to now try to get to the poison jab. Oh wow, bringing in a Primeape into a Nidoqueen. That's a very brave move there.
Yeah, I guess looking at the Victini, but I'm not really sure. I mean, the defense fell here. Luckily, barely going to be able to get off a move. And MijnChouke chooses to let the Nidoqueen go down, but the Primeape is useless at this point. It's just going to take a hit and go, I think.
Yep. Yeah. But that was very well played by Basix. He could have thrown the Night Slash a lot before, but he decided to take his time.
Holy buckets, look at the counters going through on that Kingdra. That it hurts to see.
Exactly, and now the Noxal's coming in, but this Noxal is going to be met with a Rock Slide. Oh, 1 HP and a Dream, I think. And this Rock Slide is going to do so much.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a shield, so he's got, definitely going to shield it up. Luckily, the Machamp goes down, but I mean, here we have a full health Victini. The Sky Attack's going to do a decent chunk of damage, but it has to take 2 to take it out, and CG knows it. He's going to not block the first one. Just keep farming away. And I think it's over. I mean,
yeah, and yes, Noctowl is a bulky mon, but a weak create from this range is gonna kill a Noctowl. It's gonna burn that bird to a crisp.
All the feathers go flying off this bird. Down goes the Noctowl, and it looks like CG advances on to Continentals. So that is pretty exciting. 2021 regional invites for Belgium.
I would also like to take this opportunity to, let's say, semi-congratulate Boom, who is like a 15-year-old who created this team, and MijnChouke is even an amazing trainer. He just adopted this team a few hours before and played it to perfection.
Yeah, that takes talent. I mean, like, there's nothing to say that someone can create a really good team. I mean, that is a skill in itself as well. Don't get me wrong. I think that's really impressive that this young guy who's just started playing Silph, he started playing Silph so recently that he wasn't even qualified to compete in regionals, or else I'm sure he would have stomped us all.
Yeah, I'm having big, let's say, big hopes for the kid. But yeah, I mean, congratulations, Shiji. I think I've always held him in really, really high esteem as one of the top trainers of Belgium. And he missed out on the regionals barely last time. And this time he definitely deserves a spot in the regionals. I am super happy for him. And I hope that he can make an impression in the Continentals. All right, guys. One last thing before we go out. Do check out our Discord channel. Link will be in the description below. Also our Twitch and our Patreon. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks again, MijnChouke, for giving us the footage, for giving us the pleasure of battling against you and alongside you for all these games as well. If you guys like this content, make sure to like, comment, or subscribe. We'll have some more regional content as well as some other cool stuff coming out in the pretty near future as well. So stay tuned. Thanks to everyone.